If you're running an e-commerce business, retail operation, or distribution company, let's be honest, you're probably feeling the pressure. Customers want their orders faster, competition is fierce, and big players like Amazon are at an advantage. Here's the truth about e-commerce and retail. While everyone talks about marketing and sales as the keys to success, the real game changer might just be your warehouse. Think about it. You can have the most compelling product and brilliant marketing campaign, but if your fulfillment falls apart, none of that matters. The good news? You don't need Amazon's billion-dollar budget to compete. Warehouse automation isn't just for the giants anymore. Today, we'll explore how smaller operations can leverage smart automation, from shipping and packing systems to data analytics and robotics, to build something truly competitive. It's about working smarter, not necessarily bigger. Ready to transform your operation? Then let's get started. Is this you? You're an independent merchant who's built something real. You know your products inside out, your customers trust you, and you've earned every process improvement through years of hard work. Well, I have news for you. The big five e-commerce players, Amazon, Alibaba, Walmart, JD.com, and Shopify, have you in their sights. And the big five aren't just your competitors. They're reshaping what customers expect from commerce itself. In just one quarter, from June to September 2019, Amazon alone spent nearly $10 billion on shipping and fulfillment. Not million, billion. Here's what your customers now consider normal. They tell their Alexa to reorder laundry detergent while making breakfast. That voice command triggers algorithms that predict exactly which warehouse has stock closest to them. Robots glide through Amazon's fulfillment centers, selecting items with mechanical precision. The package gets sorted through automated systems, loaded onto Amazon's own delivery trucks, and arrives at their doorstep, sometimes the same day. This seamless experience has reset customer expectations across the board. When someone orders from you, they're mentally comparing your service to this machine-like efficiency. But here's where it gets trickier. These giants don't just want to fulfill orders faster, they want to control the entire market. Amazon routinely studies which products sell well on their platform, then creates their own Amazon Basics versions to undercut the original sellers. Meanwhile, counterfeit products flood marketplaces, making it harder for quality merchants like you to compete on price. You're essentially in the same race, but while the big five are flying private jets, you're on a bicycle. But that doesn't mean you're out of the running. Let's talk numbers for a moment. If you're shipping direct to consumers, you're probably losing between 2 and 5% of your net sales to shipping expenses. For a mid-size retailer doing $20 million in annual sales, that's $1 million walking out the door, not exactly pocket change. Here's the thing, Amazon can absorb those losses because they've got deep pockets and long-term strategies. You don't have that luxury. Yet many businesses just accept this bleeding, telling themselves it's the cost of capturing customers with Amazon expectations. But what if I told you that warehouse automation could help plug that leak? Start with carrier negotiations. Most companies never revisit their shipping contracts after the initial handshake deal. Smart automation systems can analyze your actual shipping patterns and, for example, recommend when to bring in consultants for tariff renegotiations based on your real data, not guesswork. Here's where it gets interesting. You've probably negotiated discounts with your carriers, but are you actually using them? Let's say you negotiated a 15% discount on ground shipping for packages over 2 pounds. Your current system might be defaulting to standard rates because it doesn't automatically recognize when orders qualify. That's money left on the table, order after order. The problem is, carrier tariffs read like legal documents written by engineers. They're incredibly complex. Trying to navigate these manually means you're missing opportunities constantly. Different carriers offer better rates for different package sizes, destinations, and service levels, but who has time to compare every single shipment? This is where modern automation earns its keep. Entry-level shipping software basically just shows you carrier rates side by side, but that's not enough anymore. Smart systems analyze everything: your specific packaging, service level requirements, business rules, even seasonal patterns. They do the heavy computational lifting to ensure you're always selecting the optimal carrier and rate for each shipment. The result? Those 2 to 5% losses start shrinking fast. Instead of bleeding profit on every package, you're turning shipping from a necessary evil into a competitive advantage. Size really does matter. Every time you ship a product in the wrong-sized packaging, you're throwing money away. Carriers now charge based on dimensional weight, or dim weight, which means they calculate shipping costs using both the package's actual weight and its size. Send a product in an oversized box, and you might pay shipping rates as if you're sending something much heavier. Here's what smart retailers are figuring out. Packaging isn't just about protection anymore. It's about profit optimization. Stop relying on your pack station workers to eyeball the right box size. Investigate cartonization software. These systems analyze your product dimensions and automatically recommend the optimal packaging for each order. Some even integrate with box-making hardware that creates custom-sized boxes on demand, eliminating the guesswork entirely. Your competitors might be beating you on shipping costs because they've negotiated better dim factors with their carriers. A dim factor determines how package dimensions get converted into billable weight. While you might be stuck with a standard 166 dim factor, they may have negotiated down to 139, giving them a significant cost advantage on the same products. The packaging landscape is shifting rapidly, too. We're moving away from those eye-catching retail boxes designed for store shelves toward efficient, minimal packaging optimized for direct shipping. It's not just about costs. The average box is 40% larger than necessary, creating massive waste. Think about it. All that oversized packaging adds up to 60 million unnecessary truckloads annually. That's before we get into other packing materials, like bubble wrap. With 91% of plastic packaging never getting recycled, switching to biodegradable materials isn't just environmentally responsible, it's becoming a customer expectation. The bottom line? Smart packaging automation isn't just about looking professional or protecting products. It's about turning every shipment into a profit optimization opportunity while building a sustainable business your customers will respect. Picture Amazon's massive fulfillment centers, football field-sized spaces filled with towering shelves, armies of robots, and conveyor belts stretching to the horizon. When most people think warehouse, that's the image that comes to mind, something vast, high-tech, and completely out of reach of smaller operations. Here's what I want you to consider. That model might not be right for you anyway. The traditional warehouse approach creates real headaches. First, there's cost, not just rent, but the massive real estate footprint required as your product lines grow. Every new SKU demands more space, more organization, more complexity. Then there's the inventory balancing act. Hold too little and you disappoint customers. Hold too much and you tie up cash flow. Remember how just-in-time inventory strategies collapsed during COVID? That's what happens when lean systems meet unpredictable demand. But here's where automation-powered strategy gets interesting. Instead of one giant warehouse, smart retailers are building networks of smaller distribution centers, or DCs. The math is compelling. With just 2 strategically positioned DCs, you can reach 90% of the U.S. population within 2 days. That beats Amazon's delivery promise from a single location. Your options are more flexible than you might think. Yes, you could open another company-owned warehouse in a strategic location, but consider dynamic warehousing. Companies like Stored, Flex, or FlowSpace offer scalable storage and fulfillment services without long-term commitments. Think of it as warehousing on demand. Third-party logistics, or 3PLs, present another path. An outfit like Fulfilled by Amazon can boost your delivery speed and tap into their infrastructure, though costs climb as you scale. The key is treating any 3PL like your own operation. Ensure they maintain your standards for shipping updates, customer communication, and quality control. Cross-docking offers another smart play. Products arrive at your facility and ship out almost immediately, bypassing traditional storage entirely. It improves delivery times while slashing storage costs. The winning formula often combines approaches. Maybe you own one core warehouse but supplement with dynamic warehousing during peak seasons. With the right automation tools coordinating inventory across multiple locations, you can be more agile than massive single-site operations. Peter Drucker had it right when he said, "If you can't measure it, you can't improve it." Yet small business owners constantly set goals like make shipping faster or improve customer service. Here's the problem. Faster than what? Better. By how much? Without specific metrics, you're basically driving blindfolded. If your supply chain goals sound like vague wishes rather than measurable targets, you're in trouble. But here's the encouraging part. Establishing proper metrics will put you ahead of about 90% of your independent market competitors. Even many large companies are still running on legacy systems and static logic for complex decisions. So where do you start? First, get specific about what you want to improve. Instead of faster shipping, try reduce average fulfillment time from 48 hours to 24 hours. Instead of better inventory management, aim for maintain 95% stock availability while reducing carrying costs by 15%. These targets give you something concrete to track and optimize. Data can be incredibly valuable, but only if you actually analyze it and put it to work. The mistake many businesses make is treating big data as one massive project. That's overwhelming and usually fails. Instead, focus on specific goals within discrete areas, your warehousing processes, your team performance, or your order management. Then build data systems around those priorities. Sometimes your data will point you towards solutions outside your own four walls. Take carrier exception management. This means tracking and analyzing shipping problems like delayed deliveries or damaged packages. You might discover that 80% of your shipping issues come from one carrier during peak season, leading you to diversify your shipping partners. The good news is you don't need to build these systems from scratch. Supply chain-specific solutions like Blue Yonder can handle complex logistics optimization. General business intelligence tools like Looker, Sisense, or Tableau help visualize your data in actionable ways. For exception management, platforms like Convey can automatically flag and help resolve shipping issues before they become customer complaints. The key is starting somewhere. Pick one area, establish clear metrics, and let the data guide your next automation investments. We've covered shipping optimization, smart packaging, data analytics, and strategic warehousing. See? Warehouse automation is much more than just robots. But yes, now it's time to talk about the robots, and we've come a long way from those clunky mechanical arms bolted to factory floors. Today's warehouse robots are surprisingly diverse. You've got autonomous mobile robots, or AMRs, that navigate warehouses like smart shopping carts, carrying products from shelf to packer. There are picking robots with computer vision that can identify and grab individual items. Sorting robots organize packages by destination faster than human hands ever could. And collaborative robots, cobots, work alongside human employees, handling the heavy lifting while people focus on quality control and complex decisions. But here's what every small business owner needs to hear. Robots are undeniably cool, but that doesn't mean they're right for every operation. The upfront expense can be prohibitive, and if you're not careful, you'll spend big money solving problems that simpler solutions could handle better. Before considering robotics, evaluate alternatives like conveyor systems for moving products, automated storage and retrieval systems for high-density storage, or even just better warehouse layout optimization. Sometimes rearranging your picking routes saves more time and money than a six-figure robot. That said, robotics as a service, or RaaS, is changing the game for smaller operations. Instead of buying robots outright, you essentially lease them with maintenance and software updates included. Companies like Locus Robotics and Six River Systems offer monthly subscriptions that make advanced robotics accessible without massive capital investment. The real magic happens when robots work with machine learning systems. These setups continuously adapt to real-world circumstances, adjusting to seasonal demand changes, learning from picking errors, optimizing routes based on actual warehouse traffic patterns. What's most important is to use robots sensitively alongside your human workers. Automate the dangerous stuff. heavy lifting, repetitive motions, working in extreme temperatures. Automate the mind-numbing tasks too. But never expect your employees to act like robots. People excel at problem solving, quality judgment, and handling exceptions. That's where human intelligence shines brightest, and smart automation amplifies those strengths rather than replacing them.